Good morning, everyone. Matty here from DCL Blogger, day number 24. How cool is that song, by the way? It always pumps me up in the morning. I put it on for a few minutes before stream, vibe a little bit, start putting up articles, gets me in the zone. It's picked by Michael, so shout out to Michael from the Medikey. Guys, what's going on? We're gonna go through a few updates here today. Been good to do these streams with you guys every day. Something that gets me out of bed, and I think I'm the type of person that can only work when there's hard deadlines. So unless my daily work is super exciting, I struggle to get out of bed. Probably everyone's like that, but I find me more than anyone. Anyway, what is going on? Good to see you all. Who's joined the chat? Let's check it out. Got 13 people watching so far. We might wait another minute before we start streaming about content. We got Danielle was the first comment. Good morning, good morning. Punctura Studio. Good morning. Danielle, is that a cat? Metacrew? Can't see it on my screen. It's not large enough, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, Punctura Studio. What is going on? BT Turbo. If I ever say your name wrong, guys, just let me know how to pronounce it in the chat, right? I won't take offense. Just let me know. And I apologize in advance if I'm saying your names wrong or if I'm completely butchering them. Fraser Mowat, good morning. Starting in 1 minute. That's what I said. Hit that like button. Let's get Matty some exposure. Hell yeah, BT. Smash that like button, guys. Always helps. Free the fib. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Squello. Clan Kush. What is going on? MNY Low. Good morning, good morning. Just Vlad. Clan Kush. I got myself a .ai. Epic. So have I. I have mentioned .ai's are an interesting way to invest in the AI industry. For those that are, we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about that a little bit. I've been going pretty crazy, guys. I've picked up some pretty cool domain names. I've probably spent about 30,000 USD plus on domain names, .ai domain names over the course of the last 10 days. I'm just like throwing money around as usual Matty does. Daniel asks, how was my birthday yesterday? It was nice. It was cute and small. I'm going overseas in a day or two, so I didn't want to do something too big. I think a couple of days ago, I went out and, spent the night with some friends in a early birthday at the local shopping sort of precinct area. That was pretty fun. Yesterday, what did I do? My memory's so shit. I spent some time with fam, did some work in the morning, like the workaholic guy that I am. Preparing stuff for the holiday, spent time with my kid and my parents and my wife. It's something really small. Didn't really do anything too crazy. Vongtura. Just change your name. I don't. Oh, so you were Functura. Now you're Vongtura. All right, let's go with that. Let's go. All right. Actor Mofu John. Actor Mofu John. Hello there, good sir. Hello, hello. Fuad T, good morning. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Daniel, good morning. All right, guys. What's going on? So let's talk a little bit about .ai domain names. We know the AI industry is probably going to be huge, and I'm thinking bigger than basically every industry in the world. I think AI is just going to take over the freaking world. Like, there is this quote that's often it's sort of like the headline for A160, the famous venture fund, and they say software is eating the world. It's true, and in some way I think AI is going to eat software. I know AI is software, but it sort of puts into perspective like this is a giant that's been released through the update of the sort of developer kits that are now ready to do some really cool stuff. And now anyone can learn a little bit of development. Okay, maybe not a little bit of development, but the tools that are being created are like magic at this point, right? Automated this, automated that, put yourself as an avatar without you actually being in it, all this sort of stuff. And it's like, man, there's gonna be products coming out of this that people are gonna be blown away by. Now, the question is, how do we invest in it, right? I wanted to touch up on a couple of points how I'm personally investing in it. And I want to talk about this specifically because you guys probably if you're new to tech and investing and that sort of stuff, and if NFTs brought you into that and you weren't doing it much of it before, let me explain to you sort of my journey over the last 10 years. I've always found that every now and then there's this monster technology that booms, right? There are inklings of that technology or sort of signs and signals that give you an indication that it's going to boom. In the NFT era, the signs were that when I tried it, I was like, whoa, this is something that no one can be done. And suddenly you can see multiple application uses. I was buying an NFT and part of me did not want to sell it at all, ever. And I was like, this is the first time I'll spend $500 on the internet and never want to sell this digital item. And it was a weird feeling. I'm sure you guys can relate, right? It was probably a weird feeling. The NFT boom showed signs before it happened. There was also collectors, people around you that were getting really into it. There were some record sales that were happening. People were buying art for like thousands of dollars, and people were like, wait a second, this is what people spend in the real world for physical art. And this person that bought the art doesn't want the physical, like he wants just the digital, he or she. So it was this mind-blowing moment for a handful of people. And then when everyone figured it out, boom, the whole ecosystem now is buzzing and will go through its waves of up and downs, right? So that was the NFT era. The AI era is doing the same thing, but it's not as easily investable as NFTs. And that's a good and bad thing. I guess the good thing is that there's not a lot of opportunities out there, so people aren't going to spray their money around, and most people aren't very good at investing. So hopefully there's, the way to invest in this is a little bit different. The way I'm investing in AI technology and the way I will invest in further technology, whether it be the advancement of VR or, anything, AR or whatever it is. The way I invest in it is almost, I'll say threefold, right? One, financial. So I look at financial parts of what makes up the industry. And with every industry, one thing's pretty common. Domain names, everyone will build a domain name to build a consultancy or build a new project or use it, right? And a domain name like a .com, if you don't know what a domain name is, like twitter.com, whatever.com, .ai, .app, .eth, whatever it is, right? So the most expensive selling domain name, if you guys don't know, was $30 million US. And I think it was voice.com, right? The top 10 are like 10 to 30 million US dollars. Yeah, the top 10 to 30, 10 to 20 were about 10 to 15 million, 10 to 30 US dollars million, right? It's pretty expensive. And who knew domain names would sell for that much? But it's become like a common thing. $1 billion company that will start with a crappy domain name will go on to become a big company, but will have a lot of money. Will go on and hunt a domain name to represent its company because now the domain name plus the company value will become one set of value it can sell to investors, right? It's an IP thing that is very strong. Right? Domain names right now, .ai domain names, and this is a bit of alpha, and I'm telling you this, everyone on the stream, .ai domain names are still pretty damn cheap. You can get some really good .ai domain names, whether you go to Flipper, whether you go to the Auction AI domain name website. Look, I'm going to show you a few websites, right? This is where I've been hunting. This is my hunting ground. So I'll show you some of this stuff. Let me just pop them up before I forget. AI domain name auction. I think then, and then we got expired domain names. This one here. We got this one here. All right. So I'll go through this. I know I'm not sharing the screen. I will do so soon. Yeah, there's like all these domain names. So let me open up domain names before I forget, guys. Okay. Yeah, so there's a lot of .ai domain names that are still pretty cheap. So I'm talking about something like, curate.ai or summon.ai or, hot.ai or, I don't know, whatever. Like what would people use to say? And Amazon comes in, even Amazon.ai, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the big brands have the .ai is not taken. Now, the concept of this for me isn't to sit and just sort of hold these and not do anything with them. The concept of them is to actually build some products, right? So one, I'm investing in some domain names, and I've got some really good ones. I think I've got probably the best domain name in the whole freaking world. Like I spent a decent amount of money over the last 5 days acquiring domain names, and I think I've got one of the best domain names. I don't know whether to disclose it or release it to the public yet, because then yeah, I don't know. I'll want to keep it on the download for now, but I have some really good domain names. So I'm thinking like if the AI industry booms, and financially that's one way for me to get exposure. Two, of course, you can invest in other companies. So you can buy equity into other companies. I reckon the biggest investment into AI is learning the tools to make your life better. Right. The thing about product building is when people build businesses, if it doesn't solve a solution, it's not a solution, it doesn't solve an issue, people aren't really going to use it, right? And there's a lot of issues in the world that are there but can be solved simply. For example, Calendly, right? Calendly is worth like over $1 billion. Right? Calendly, what is Calendly? Calendly just allows you to set a meeting time easily with people from other time zones. That's all Calendly does, right? And someone built that solution and went on to build a product out of that, and it saved people, 10 minutes of going back and forth. They made that 10-second job, just paste a link, and now they make like a crap ton of revenue per year, right? So product building is a lot about looking at the issues that you have. So I have many things that I reckon I could solve, and in one thing I'm going to start doing is using AI in my everyday life. So can I use it to search for things more better, write my tweets more better, check my spelling? Can I actually use it? I'm going to start pushing the envelope here. I'm going to start using it to even make maybe my TikTok content, or my shorts content. I'm going to make a recording of myself, and there's an AI tool that actually makes you visually, like it makes you as an avatar, and when you just feed it an audio or a text, it will say that for you. Can I actually do that with content above, and therefore I actually don't even need to be in the video? Can I put in text that becomes audio, so I don't even need to make the audio? Can I feed it with content that gets automatically summarized and becomes the text, that becomes the audio, that becomes the video? I'm gonna start making those things, and I know it's crazy, a little bit controversial, because it's like, Matty, you're not even the real person behind these videos anymore. But that's the future. If you don't figure out how to use the AI tools of today, then the hell is the technology for then, right? Why is the technology existing for? So I reckon I'm going to start doing these sorts of experiments, and obviously I'll tell you guys what I'm doing. So if it's freaking AI, I will let you guys know it's an AI me, right? But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun because it'll open up the doors for you guys. If you guys can take what I am doing here, or I can take what you guys are doing here, we can package it up and sell it as a consultant, or make some money, or make your life or my life easier, then why the hell would we not do it? We can achieve more. Suddenly, so Maddie doing one TikTok video a day, I can pump out 10, right? I can do 10. I can check things. I can do things in my tone. I can make sure it's delivered and the content is stuff that I approve and something that I would say. And why does Maddie need to be relied on to make the content? Because I'm fallible as heck. Like I sometimes don't even want to do TikTok videos, and I'll go 4 days without doing those videos and maybe just bust out one in 2 weeks, right? So AI will be more reliable than me, and so I will be able to make more content more regularly. So I'm like mind blown by this stuff, but I'm really gonna start doing this stuff, right? Yeah, it's not far away. So Von Chura is saying this stuff is not far away. Like this is, I'm thinking like these tools have advanced to a level where you can actually merge some of them and build an actual working thing that is like people won't be able to tell the difference. So we're actually hiring, and I'm gonna put this out there. I'm hiring a couple of AI developers / enthusiasts that are really obsessed with this space that can help build this stuff. Ideally a developer, someone that understands the coding aspect, that can code using these tools, so ChatGPT or Stable Diffusion or whatever these are, can actually build products on them. We're going to start doing the stuff that I want to do. We're going to start doing that, and then maybe it needs a little bit of customization. So building tools that are needed in my everyday life. Maybe I'll just want to create them for now, put them out there, and you're going to start seeing a change in some of the content I'm going to start delivering, right? Anyway, all right, guys, let's go through some content. You guys are chatting over here. I'd love to talk to you. So let's go through some content for 5 minutes, and then we'll jump to you guys. Awesome. All right. I did mention I'm experimenting with AI, so let me go through some experiments that I'm doing. Right. Let me open up this one as well. Synthesia. I think it's called Synthesize Synthesia. So this one over here, this one turns my voice. This one gives me a AI generated voice of my own. Right. How it works is you do like 100 to 200 to 300 recordings of little statements. So say it'll record the way you say things is probably recording like each individual way you say a syllable. So I'll say it resembles AI voice generator that lets you create human-like voiceovers in seconds, right? It'll record that and along with 300 different ones, and it'll smash them all together. And now when you feed it text, it'll be able to say it in your voice. I'm looking at how realistic this can get. And the thing is, it's come to a point where I fed it about 100 different statements. And I've said the speech thing, and it's 100 different audios. And now it's actually spitting out a very accurate voice. And it also allows you to add emotion to the voice. So you can actually highlight a word and say, I want to say this word in an excited way. And you can preset different things. So this word you want to say excited. This word you want to say sad. This word you want to say concerned. And you can play with the pitch and the tones of the voice when delivering it. When you're doing this, and what needs, like now, instead of me taking out the time to saying voice stuff, I can hire someone to help me curate content, put in a voice generator. I can look over it and be like, you know what, that is exactly what I want to say. That is exactly how I want to say it. And that is exactly the video content I want for it. So I'm looking at this stuff and I'm going to be trying this. So I'll let you guys know. I'm going to be using this for some of my TikToks. We'll do maybe 15 to 20. If you guys don't follow me on TikTok, do so. It's DCL Blogger on TikTok. I haven't really done much content. I've probably done about 15 videos. Last one was like 1 or 2 weeks ago, but I'm going to start going very heavy. But that's what I'm going to start doing, right? We'll do experiments, and I'll share the results of these experiments for you. So let's do 10 to 15 videos where it's just Matty's voice in AI delivered with maybe even AI videos. Maybe we won't make the AI video for now, but it'll be Matty's voice, but let's leave the content the same. So we'll sort of do that experiment, maybe in the coming week or two. Another thing I'm looking at, so look at this stuff, right? This freaking video.
Hey, I'm Anna, and here's a quick Synthesia product demo. Start by selecting an AI avatar.
Like me.
Or me.
When you're ready, add your text, shapes, and other design elements. Choose a font or upload your own. You can also upload with over 1 million assets. With a built-in screen recorder.
So basically, that video you're seeing of that human person isn't actually a person. May have been a person initially, but it's delivering it now when you feed it text like that, right? And you can get pretty realistic. You can actually start to move your arms and actually say it in a certain way, and it actually picks up the way that your mouth moves, very individualistic to you. And then I'm even going to put this. So now imagine it's got my voice and my video at the bottom. It's got the content in the back that I can sort of hire someone to do at the moment. Or in time, even that's going to be AI generated. Suddenly, yeah, I don't know. I've gone through this many times. Like, what's the need for me to do this myself? Covering like maybe the live stuff. Obviously, I'd want to do myself. So maybe I can, anything pre-recorded, I don't think I should be doing. Like Matty should not be doing pre-recorded stuff. Matty should be doing live stuff. Maybe Twitter Spaces, maybe live. So that's different to content delivery, where it's an educational material that I'm delivering, or whether it's information that I'm delivering. Live back and forth and chatting for now, I mean, it's definitely going to be the real Matty. So we're going to play around with this stuff, right? This is the last thing I'll talk about AI, and we'll talk about some NFT stuff. Expired domain names. If you guys don't know this, let me teach you a very... This is alpha to the nth degree. And sometimes I've shared things and people don't pick it up and don't care. That's fine. But let me show you something. You need to pay attention. If you're just hearing my voice, don't look at the screen. Go to expireddomains.net. Here, what you can do, you can open up the filter, which is where I normally go through this. I have to sign up, sign in. All right. Let me sign in. So we have, you can sign, once you sign in, you search the .ai domain. So deleted .ai domains. Basically, when domain names don't get renewed, they go to an auction. And then if they don't sell on the auction, they get deleted and resold up for value. And here, basically get shown what the most recent drop domain names are. So look at this, faceshield.ai. Some of these are really interesting, guys. So wolves, we got, you can go through this stuff. So Detectron, okay, I don't think anyone's gonna want that. Push Report, DigiSmile, Sharp Logic. There's some really good ones. So let me go through XVision MyPass. Maybe MyPass might be an interesting domain name. The problem with these domain names are like $100 per annum. So they're much more expensive than your .coms. Dealstat, Carrotly, I don't think anyone's gonna want that. Wine Trade. Breathe, oh no, that's Breathe with an 8. Dapscan.ai. And every now and then you get across a really, really good one. Zumo.ai, that might be an interesting one. Bot Profits, maybe people will make some bots. Sood.ai is an easy one to say. Myfish.ai, Hospitalist. Scale Spark. And I know this will take some time, but what I've found is you spend a lot of time to find, you just hunt for the gold mines, and then you find them, it's worth a weekend, right? You've spent a weekend doing this, one weekend, and you find one or two really interesting things. You make money off that, it'll be worth that weekend. Anyway, I've come across some very, very good domain names doing this. Obviously it's going to take me a while to find some good ones, but this is really good, because if you keep on top of this, then basically you'll be shown pretty much as recently as possible when some domain names go back for auction. So I've been going on buying some really good domain names. I mean, some of these you'll find are like individual words. I'm trying to find a really good one for you guys. Cloud School, Portify, Meet Victoria, the Wall Street. I think I found some countries. I think there was Maldives.ai. It was pretty interesting. Cloudflows. I mean, a lot of people are just do junk, right? What else we got? We take some time to find something really good. But yeah, it's one of those things where you're hunting for gold, and you're mining everywhere, and you find it eventually, right? It's just a matter of time until something pops up here that's really, really good. Anyway, so there's this. There's also Cedo or Cedo. I don't know how that works. So .ai. So let's see the .ai here. Boom. Apply. Let's search this. These are domain names that come out, and these are all really good domain names. And you can see, these are up for auction. These are the type of ones. And every now and then, like I said, in the deleted domain names, you may find one or two of these. You may find some of these, and they'd be way cheaper. But here they're up for auction. And honest, Life.ai, $99? Nah, it can't be. It's got 13 bids. So people will allow you to bid on this, right? So you can bid or make an offer, but here are all the really good domain names as well. So love.ai, photography.ai, man.ai, app.ai. These are probably like the best of the best, right? You can have a shot at buying these. Like some of these, you'll probably be able to get really, really cheap. Guide.ai, maybe you'll, I know they say $500,000 US, but I'll tell you the thing. The highest selling .ai domain name was like 100,000 USD. Which is not that much. And you know what it was? It was NFT.ai. So NFT.ai sold for 100,000 USD. Fun fact, that was the record. So these people, although they've got really good domain names, they will probably still sell it for like 5K, 10K, maybe even 20K. And I'm thinking like some of these companies that will go out there to build epic tools and become a multi-billion dollars, obviously they'll come and buy maybe photography.ai, right? They might come and buy store.ai, or maybe someone will make like a home building robot machine thing and it'll buy homes.ai or design.ai. Obviously you can see that becoming like a Canva equivalent, right? So I'm thinking if the AI industry booms to millions of dollars, some of these will become really, really big. All right, guys, we've talked about domain names for too long. Let's talk about a bit about some NFT stuff. We're at 8:29. Winamp has added Ethereum and Polygon music NFT support. So I'm not sure if you guys remember Winamp. Winamp was like the OG video player back in the day. Was it Winamp or was it some other tool that you could actually pull up like a radio thing or a live video feed and watch it live. I'm not sure. But I do remember Winamp was a thing that you'd pop up to play a video, right? So it looks like this is actually pretty important. We are proud to announce a new version 5.9.1 for our desktop player. This new version reduces Winamp's memory footprint and upgrades security among many other implementations. It also allows you to play music. Oh, might as well go to the real thing. It also allows you to play your music NFTs. That's a big deal. That is important. That's great. I mean, that gives music NFTs more standing. Suddenly, maybe if I have a music NFT, I can send it to someone with an Winamp and they can play it or add it to a track. And this is where the interoperability comes into play. And this is where music NFTs maybe today don't have all the functionality they need to become a big deal. But with the use of them across many platforms, I mean, they're suddenly collectible across many platforms, then they may have their boom, right? Those little advancements like these are what gives us an indication as to what could be. That's an interesting thing. Recent news that came up. We had a sweep. Let me see. I searched artifact sweep. There was someone came and bought like about 15 artifact NFTs. So if you guys don't know, Artifact Studio has been going through a little bit of a backlash based on them only being able to ship to US, and also because people thought they hyped the project and the drop was underwhelming. So they've seen a lot of dropping of their price, right? They've also seen a lot of activity and people come in and try and buy these and be like, you know what, NFTs are going to go down. These are way oversold, and people are coming in to buy them because they think that people are just selling them with the FUD in there for today. The way I think about this is there is always going to be a drop in price when a project releases its news. It just is the way it is, right? No matter how amazing that news is going to be, 9 times out of 10, price is going to drop. And if you guys have been in crypto for the last 2 to 4 years, you probably would know that this is true with crypto and NFTs. When you're anticipating something and when that announcement finally drops, when the announcement finally drops, then prices actually go down. The reason is because projects sometimes give a hint of the announcement, and there's community members that leak and put conspiracy theories and some threads about what they think is going to happen, and then suddenly the excitement starts to get priced in to the asset. If everyone's excited about if Clonex is revealed that what did they reveal recently? They revealed something, and the Clonex is, the eggs, right? They revealed the eggs. So they revealed the eggs. So then the price went to 9.5 ETH overnight, and then people are waiting for the announcement. So obviously, when the announcement comes, the price of the eggs and the artifact Clonex will drop, right? And usually, you find that the drop of the two is less. The price that it gets to is less than what was speculated on, because there's no more speculation. So speculation has its own price, right? Speculation has its own little, maybe a 10 to 20% speculation price. So unless the actual what's speculated on will really blow people away, then that price will leave, right? So that's a risk you take. Now, my idea or my sort of thinking when NFT projects drop in value or when there's FUD in the air is unless the founding team have drastically changed their core infrastructure, pillars, you can say, then there's no need to worry, right? So for example, if they've lost their funding, right? If the Nike partnership is no longer there anymore, if they've pivoted away from doing what they initially told their customers they're going to do, if there's a breakup of the team, if the founding team is changed or something has changed there, if the founding team have failed on what they promised to deliver, the milestones, the roadmap is now different, right? So unless there's a fundamental change in the structure of the company, then there's no reason for me to worry. They will go on to release something else, and then everyone's going to be hyped again buying Clonexes. What needs to happen, and what is consistently happening, is the number of unique owners needs to go away. So this might be someone who has waited for CloneX's to drop at 7 to 8 ETH and suddenly can afford one, and it's like, yeah, I can afford one, I'm in. And that weak hand that sold it has now left a stronger hand that will probably hold it for a longer time. And there's more, the community members start to increase, because suddenly the people that have 10 to 20 CloneX's, they may sell out, and then the one person owning 20 CloneX's, now there's 20 people buying this CloneX's, right? So that's my idea. That's sort of my thinking. So I'm not too worried about this. I think what people really worry about is the short-term thing, right? People hate looking at the portfolio and be like, you know what, like my CloneX used to be worth like 60K, 20 ETH times 3K for ETH used to be like 60 to 70K USD. Now it's worth only 8 to 10. What's going on here? You know, especially if you paid 50 to 60K for it. But again, like investing is one of those things that takes so long, guys. It's just, I've probably had like maybe 6 to 7 major wins of my 10-year time span of my investment career, right? Maybe 10 major wins where I've made a crap ton of money, right? Maybe 100,000, maybe 500,000, maybe more. Now in that I've maybe made 90 to 200 losses. Like, yeah, I've made, 500,000 or whatever, but I've reinvested that somewhere and it's gone back to something really crap. So I've just come to realize that projects, just some projects. Oh, is there a sweep going on right now as we speak? Oh no, well, 44 seconds ago. I thought this was 42 seconds ago. Okay, the floor price is now 6.6, and then there's maybe about 20 to 25 CloneX, maybe 30 CloneXs before we hit 70th floor. Yeah, like one piece of news that's positive will probably shift all this, but let's see how it plays out. So what did we go through? We went through that. I can go through some of my tweets, guys. I made a tweet the other day that said, no community, and I think I wanted to go through a couple of these to highlight what I think is the state of the NFT market. I feel like we're at a stage. No community will buy NFTs in the tens of thousands again, unless there's a clear roadmap and momentum of an over-delivery of value. Long gone are the days you can spin up a landing page idea and sell up to $5 million. I think that is, obviously I think that's true because I wrote it, but I say long gone are the days you can spin up a landing page idea and sell out $5 million, because that's very rare any project can do that anymore, unless you have some strong weight behind you, right? So there has to be a very clear, like if you're selling an NFT, it can't just be like, hey, we're going to build a metaverse, we're going to build a virtual world. It can't be something ambiguous and vague. It's going to be something very specific where people are like, you know what? The NFT I get from this will definitely be more valuable. I'm going to get 10 pairs of Nike shoes, each going to be worth a lot of money. Or you're going to really desire whatever that NFT comes with. So there's going to be something very clear. And I think that's going to force projects and businesses to build their product before they release the NFT set. What's happened normally is people release an NFT set for an idea and then go on for the next 2 to 4 years to build it, right? So maybe it's going to force people to build something epic that people are like, holy shit, this is going to be massive, and then sell NFTs, right? And then there's an immediate use for them. So I think that system is going to change, and it's a good thing. And I also think this as well. I'll go through this and we'll jump to you guys. Blockchain technology will shine when AI goes mainstream. Bad actors will get good at impersonating, and blockchain will provide immutable verifiability. It will be a needed technology for every organization, company, and individual. I think the most concerning thing is how AI is going to be used from bad actors. Like, I'm sure your parents or someone who might start getting information, maybe a phone call where that person behind the phone call can replicate your voice, can replicate your tone, can replicate your responses for certain questions. Maybe it knows it could feed in based on AI learning the way that you say things. Like, look, I've got so much of my content out here. I respond to your questions. Maybe someone can just rip up everything that Matty has said and how he said it and build a technology, call my mom and dad and be like, hey, I'm coming over to do this and that. And then you can get scammed, right? They might get scammed, or someone might get seriously hurt. So the only way, how are you going to verify this person is legitimate? Well, I'm going to tell my parents, hey guys, this is going to be the year is 20. Let's imagine the year is 2030, and now we have the telecom infrastructure now includes blockchain technology, where Matty has a wallet on his actual mobile phone, and mom, if this phone doesn't call and doesn't have the verified NFT chip, which your phone will pick up that Matty has, then you're not speaking to the right person, right? Businesses and technology will be forced to use blockchain technology because blockchain means it's immutable and verifiable. So this needs to be done for not just from my mobile phone to a telco company, but from the telco company to my email, to anything else, any other my social apps and all of this stuff. Suddenly everything does need to be on blockchain. Everything needs to be publicly verifiable that this is legitimate, right? And secure. So suddenly there's a real reason. AI has given people and businesses real reason to implement blockchain technology. I think this will absolutely be, this is going to solve a lot of issues, right? So I wanted to put this out there. Guys, let me talk to you for a little bit and I'll move on. Guys, I'm going to be going on vacation in a day. So tomorrow would be my last day doing a stream for a while. I did say I'll be gone for 16 days. I've actually shortened the trip. I'm only going to be gone for 11 days. I'll be back in, before you know, it'll be like a week and a half and I'll be back, right? We'll probably miss a week of streams. Let me just read some of your content, your questions, guys. Hey, Matty, are you getting crypto kicks from Nike? I don't know. Like, I have so much stuff from Nike. I don't know if I need to buy more. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool. They do look really, really cool. So I might buy a few just for the collector value, as maybe that technology will become a big deal, right? I just don't want to spend more money. Like at this point, I have 500 plus artifact assets. AI will challenge us where the border is of being a human and focus on it. Yep, correct. Did anyone manage to get an only bot? Fail the quiz once you want to try again. I don't know what an only bot is. Watching, is that, hopefully that's not a Medicaid thing. I'm sort of been overlooking, guys. I'm trying to get good at delegating. I'm trying to get good at delegating and saying, all right, guys, this is Medacademy, this is New Ganymede, this is our consulting services. I sort of overlook the top, the goals, the milestones, and I hire a lead, and we look at these things. So this is the only way we can build a bunch of different products for the Medicare. From Chura, no, keep it to yourself and buy us a beer when you sell it for millions, maybe. Matty, I'm brainstorming about that same setup like you're thinking about, and I think it's not far away. Yeah. I'll share if I make any progress on that, guys. Clan Kirsch asks, so it makes your voice like a sat nav voice? I don't know what that means. Yeah, it makes your voice, yeah, a little bit like that. I guess like a GPS nav thing, where it's sort of a little bit like that, but I think you can edit it to become more conversational and realistic. People will probably be able to license other people's voices and art through NFTs, so it can be included in AI. Absolutely, I think this is going to be a big deal. Like if you're Beyonce and you go, yeah, cool, use my voice, but pay me like 6 cents per second of you using my voice, and then she's just collecting checks because everyone's using Beyonce's voice to voice over her in movies and all sorts of things. And hell yeah, it's going to be a lot of money. Winamp, yeah, buy the rumor, sell the news. Matty, post your Twitter account, TikTok account or Twitter account. Twitter is DCL Blogger. They're both at DCL Blogger. Any Medicare Alpha before you go on vacation? Says Free the Fib. Cheeky. I'll save it for tomorrow, guys. If there is any alpha, I'll let you guys know tomorrow. Hey, what happens when AI takes all of our jobs? Good question. I don't know. I reckon what's going to happen is the average human being is going to be expected to be able to do a bunch of different jobs. Because yeah, like if you are a content creator and you're making blog posts for businesses and they don't need you anymore, well then what are you going to do? I think you will need to be able to not only do blog posts, but write product descriptions. You'll be able to need to use AI tools to write blog posts, but also make websites and offer a suite of tools that you can do, that you can put together using AI technology. Suddenly you need to become a generalist, because a generalist is all the skill that you need. The skilled part of it will be done by AI, and your input there will just be looking at it and making sure that it needs a little bit of customization to suit the client's need. Yeah, what I think will happen is the average person will be expected to do 5 to 10 times more than they are for now. Like if you're just doing what you are currently doing, very strong risk of not having a job anymore. And I used to think like this is in the long term in the future, but hey, if any of these major companies start to figure out how to use AI to do certain things, then they're just going to fire off departments. at a certain stage. Do you think blue chip NFTs will hold their value in the future? Says Lakshmi. No. You know why? Because I don't think blue chips are even blue chips right now in the NFT industry. And what I mean by that is everyone's like, oh, the price has gone high, it's a blue chip. No, that's not how blue chips work. Blue chips are companies that have tested 10 years, that have survived for 10 years and have showed stable growth for 10 years plus. Unless they hit that mark, unless they've gone to the ups and the lows, to the lowest depths where their company was almost on the verge of bankrupt and they came back, the industry was not existent and they pivoted. The founders were separated and they redid the structure. They went public and things didn't change. Like all of these, the company needs to be tested against multiple tribulations to be considered blue chip. I think like Bored Ape Yacht Club, even Bored Ape Yacht Club, it's not blue chip. I would not call Bored Ape Yacht Club blue chip. No way. Has it been tested in a completely bearish market where no one even wants a Bored Ape Yacht Club? Maybe punks. Maybe punks are blue chip. Are on the verge of being blue chip if they're not, because they've gone through some flips and tribulations. I mean, I'd say one of the biggest things that has happened to them is people have figured out that they weren't the first. So everyone thought punks were the first in 2017. People found that they were not the first. So that was a big shake up to their original sort of origin story. Two, they got flipped by another avatar project. So everyone was like, oh no, if punks don't do utility, they're not going to exist. That didn't happen. So punks are one of those things that are looking like they're continuing growth, right? So yeah, it needs to go through multiple tribulations to be considered blue chip. So some I think will, some I think won't. Some are on the verge to become blue chip. I still don't think there's a single blue chip out there in the NFT industry. How many businesses do you think buy domain names of others rather than changing their business name to find an available domain name? Just thinking about the AI domains. Daniel asks, I think it depends, right? So business that is just started, I've got a really itchy nose. A business that is just started will not go out there and spend, $100,000 on a really good domain name. Like if they're say a design company and they want to build a tool that is AI generated, Photoshop or something, then they're not going to go and buy, paint.com or paint.ai or design.ai for, a couple $100K or $50K. Because they're probably a startup with zero funds. Their money will be better spent on building a prototype and maybe making on, helpdesign.ai or something. And they've spent, $100 on the domain name. They can spend their money, that $50,000 that they would have spent is better spent on hiring someone. But when that same company really starts to do well and it becomes worth $1 billion, they now have $300 million worth of investor money. They can afford to, dot all the I's and cross all the T's. They will go after really big domain names, like really big companies have. Like Voice.com was bought for $30 million. Some of these companies were domain names are bought from a lot of money for a reason. So I think honestly, a lot of businesses will buy AI. I think like countries or consultants or companies or tools, like everything's going to be AI now. It might replace human labor, right? There's going to be an AI competitor to Seek.com, which is a job seeking website. There's going to be an AI competitor to Photoshop.com, which is a paint design company or a video maker. Like everything's going to have an AI competitor. I think .ai domain's going to be the mainstream one. I mean, not everyone's using AI, but some really big ones are. So for example, Jasper is using AI. Some really big ones are using AI. AI.io, app.app, .coms, .nets. These are sort of like the really common ones in the tech industry. Maybe .text, but not being used that much. But .ai for sure. I think so for me, that's why I'm investing a little bit of my portion. So no, I'm not going too crazy. Just putting a little bit of money there. Right. All right, guys. It's been 50 minutes. I'm gonna end it here. Tomorrow we'll continue. I'll drop a little bit of alpha on Medikey. I'll talk to the teams to see what we can release. We're always doing a lot of things. I'm building out a consultancy for the Medikey. To put some pressure on the Medikey market, but also bring in some really good brands. We're working with probably about 10 major brands. We're going to start building out Nuganimid, which we've already done in Academy, integrations into some really cool games. So that's our 4 pillars that we're focusing on. But we continue to add different things, right? So there's a reason why we have 32 people that work at the Medikey. We're really well funded, so we're going to go 2 to 3 years without even needing to earn a single dollar Although our revenue stream from next year will probably surpass $1 million without any NFT selling, which will be great to sustain the company. And suddenly we don't need to sell any more NFTs, and suddenly MetaKeys might become an exclusive thing. Let's see how this all pans out. But we're going to be here for decades, guys. MetaKey is going to be here for decades, continuously building. All right, guys, let's catch up tomorrow. Thank you for joining me.